You know, I I've defended Warner Brothers for a long time over the DCEU. I've always looked at it as an underdog that never really got its legs, that it tried and it tried and it tried, that it was the little engine that could. It could get there, it could get there, it could get there, it could do it. And it felt so close. It did. It really felt like it was going to be that way. Looking at Justice League and leading up to it, Batman v Superman and with Suicide Squad and with Aquaman and Wonder Woman doing well financially. Because they did well financially. And everyone's like, but the critics, fuck the critics. Fuck them. No one listens to them anyway. No one does. No one listens to the critics. No one ever does. Rotten Tomato scores are meaningless across the board. Everyone knows it. But we hold on to it as an arbitrary number to either defend or attack something, right? Kind of like YouTubers and Social Blade numbers. They use that as a defense or an attack. It's funny how we associate certain metrics with our own actions. It's meaningless though. It's arbitrary. It's meaningless. It's dumb. But if you look at it from a financial standpoint, outside of Justice League, the rest of were profitable. And maybe, even Batman v Superman, 800 million. Yeah, it's profitable. But I guess that's all gone now. That's all over with now. That's not the way that DC is going. We've known about this for a while. They tried to pimp this at Comic-Con last year. Instead of the DCEU, it was the Worlds of DC, and no one gives a fuck. No one cares. What people want is a connected universe of these characters, like they get in the comics, like they get in the animated series, like they get in the CW shows, and like they get with Marvel, right? Again, it's all about Marvel. It's all about what Marvel has done. But now, because Warner's can't ever get its act straight, they are basically walking away from that. So according to the guy who runs DC, or runs Warner Brothers right now, this is what he says in regards to superhero films. The upcoming slate with Shazam, Joker, Wonder Woman 1984, and Birds of Prey feels like we're on the right track. We have the right people and the right jobs working on it. The DC cinematic universe isn't as connected as we thought it was going to be 5 years ago. You're seeing much more focus on individual experiences around individual characters. That's not to say we won't at some point come back to that notion of a more connected universe, but it feels like that's the right strategy for us right now. Okay. Sure. I'd like to remind you, Marvel is getting ready to release its 22nd movie in the cinematic universe that's been on for 11 years. Its 23rd opens just 2 months from now. Doesn't that sting a little bit to say, well, we're working on Shazam and Joker and Wonder Woman and Birds of Prey and Suicide Squad 2, and we're working on these movies and they're going to be really good. We promise you, they're going to be real good. They're going to be grand. They're going to be great. They're going to be awesome. I mean, they're not as connected as we like them to be. They're individual stories. They're not big world stories. The thing is, here's the deal with that, man. None of that's actually a bad thing. Not every movie has to be Justice League or Batman v Superman. I mean, hell, Man of Steel 2 should have happened before Batman v Superman. Batman should have happened before Batman v Superman. Introduction to these characters and continued adventures should have happened. But you guys got greedy. And you guys got sloppy. And you guys messed up bad, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. The success of Aquaman shows you that you can do individual stories, but still tied to a greater world. And so I don't know if the worlds of DC are going to do away with this connected universe. If they just stop mentioning everybody else and keep it as standalone, then you're moving away from Marvel. Fans love the Easter eggs, bro. Fans love to look to see the little nods, the little lines of dialogue, the little plot points that tie it into a grander narrative. Why do you think the Cloververse has such devoted fans? 3 movies. 2 of them are good. Cloverfield Paradox is iffy. But there's a connectivity there that fans will dive into. They dive into that because they want to know the grander, greater story. This is what I don't understand about DC. Are you guys so incompetent and you're so afraid? Are you just afraid to say, screw it, throw it to the wall? Look, Aquaman was a lot better than it had any right to be. I loved Aquaman, and I think Shazam is going to be a blast to watch as well. I can't wait to see it. I'm going to be there day one. But I want Shazam and Aquaman to exist in the same connected universe. And they do. They do. We've seen that in the trailer with the one kid has got the batter, got the batarang or the bat throwing star, whatever it's called. I forget at this point. And you see like some newspaper clippings of everything that's gone on, and Shazam's going to be tied to that world. It doesn't mean it has to be completely steeped in that world. Look at what's happened with Berlanti in the Arrowverse. Yes, each character runs on their own world with the occasional crossover, but definitely references. References are free, essentially. One line of dialogue tying to another event. It's free. You add it into the script, people are happy. Like, they mentioned it. They mentioned it. They said what happened over there. Oh my God, that was so cool. What else did they put in here? You take the time and you just build a little world around it. You have your individual story tied to a greater thread with a little bit of connectivity in the strings, and people will lose their shit and go back multiple times. It helps if the movie is good. It helps if it's not rushed. It helps if it's not overproduced by the execs on the back end, which is exactly what happened with Batman v Superman and Justice League. You all, that would be Warner's, you screwed up. And I know Kevin Tsujihara, I can't pronounce the name. The guy in charge now. He just came in last year, and he's the one who put Walter Hamada in head of it. And Hamada's already pushing for more of a horror-themed take on the DCEU with James Wan. Sure, Aquaman $1 billion, vanity projects are going to be happening. That makes a lot of sense. But at the same time, again, it's going back to what he knows. It's going back to the horror genre, which is what has been $1 billion genre for the Conjuring universe. And tying that into the DCEU could be interesting, but ultimately not what fans want. What fans want are Birds of Prey and Shazam and Wonder Woman and Joker to all be tied together. The Joker we know takes place in the 80s, so who knows what they're planning with that one. I just want to see a Todd Phillips movie because I love that guy. But the other ones are in present time. So why keep screwing around like this? Why keep making it a big deal? Why keep fucking it up? If you need to take time off, go, assemble a writer's room of good people, not what happened with Akiva Goldsman and the Transformers writers room, which produced Bumblebee, and that's about it. And then come back with a solid outline. What you need is a producer to oversee all the projects. That's why Kevin Feige works so well at Marvel. He lays the groundwork and he gets it done, brings in the right people. What it feels like is you guys are brought in someone to right the ship, and the guy was like, hey, let's go a ton of different directions and just see what sticks. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a grander thread here I'm not seeing, but his own words say, not to say at one point we won't come back to this. No, you should come back to this immediately. Don't abandon it once you've set it up. Don't abandon it. You got to power through. There's no reason why Wonder Woman in 1984 won't also gross $1 billion. There's 2 members of Justice League films that have grossed $1 billion. The Batman being a prequel, okay, fine, but still give us Ben Affleck as older Batman in the current timeline. Keep that going. Don't fuck around, because here's the thing: it's not 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's 8 steps back, and you're going to be back where you were in 2014. A year after Man of Steel, when you come out and say, here's our lineup for the future. And instead of being an interconnected world leading to a grand event film, you're going, we're going to make everything separate. Everyone loves a non-connected story, while Marvel keeps pulling in billions after billions after billions after billions. Because you guys are so afraid of your own shadow at DC Films at this point. You don't know what you want. You're afraid to live with mistakes. You're afraid to learn from mistakes. So you just keep repeating them. But you're the underdog. And I will fully admit, I back an underdog. I like to back it. I want to see you succeed, but I'm going to be critical because I love you. But you keep screwing around and you're just going to destroy your brand, and you're going to be the Amazing Spider-Man 2 all over again. Do you want that? No, nobody wants that. Anyway, your guys' thoughts, your opinions, let me know down in the comments below. My name is Matt Jarbo. This has been $3 Theater. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out. Hey, thank you so much for watching the video. I greatly appreciate it. While you're here, feel free to check out that subscribe button. It help with the channel out. Or you can watch any of the newest videos and make sure that you're caught up to date with what's going on in Hollywood and entertainment. So that way, when you're at work tomorrow, you can wow your friends with the information you learned from watching these videos. That's right, I said it. Subscribe.